They laughed at him, mocked him, and whispered behind his back. To them, he was only a cleaner, someone invisible, someone unimportant. Every day he pushed his cart, wiped the floors, and carried the weight of cruel jokes. But what no one realized was that this quiet man carried a secret so powerful. It could silence every laugh and shock every heart. A single revelation would change everything they thought they knew about him. Tonight, you will witness a story that proves nothing in life is as simple as it seems. Stay until the end because this is unforgettable. In the heart of New York City, inside a glass skyscraper, hundreds of workers rushed through the doors each morning. Men in sharp suits clutched expensive coffees, women in polished heels tapped across the marble floors, and everyone spoke of million-dollar deals. But in the corner stood Daniel, the cleaner. His uniform was faded, his shoes worn, and his presence often ignored. He quietly mopped the lobby, carried trash bags, and made sure the building shined. To most, he was invisible. To some, he was a joke. Imagine working your whole life just to scrub toilets. A young banker once sneered. His friends laughed loudly, their voices echoing across the hall. Daniel never reacted. He lowered his head, continued sweeping, and said nothing. But behind his calm eyes was something unusual, a quiet strength, a hidden story. No one knew that Daniel's past was far greater than the job he did now. And one night, the truth would come crashing into their world, leaving them speechless. It happened on a Friday evening. Just as workers prepared to leave for the weekend, disaster struck. The company's main computer servers crashed. Files worth billions froze. Projects, contracts, and accounts were suddenly inaccessible. The building erupted in panic. Executives shouted orders, the IT department scrambled, and phones buzzed nonstop. But every attempt failed. The system would not restart. Amid the chaos, Daniel walked into the server room with his mop and bucket. "Not now, old man," an intern barked. "We're saving the company." Laughter followed, sharp and cruel as usual. But Daniel did not move. His eyes scanned the screens. Then, in a calm voice, he said, "This isn't a crash. It's a breach." The room fell silent. The CEO stared at him in confusion. "What did you just say?" Without waiting for permission, Daniel set his mop aside, sat at the computer, and began typing. His fingers moved with precision, unlocking codes, tracing digital footprints. Within minutes, he blocked the intruder and restarted the servers. The building sighed in relief. But now, everyone stared at Daniel. Who was this man? The CEO stepped forward, his voice trembling. "Who are you?" Daniel paused, then spoke quietly. "Years ago, I was not a cleaner. I was one of the nation's top cybersecurity experts. I built defenses for governments, banks, and global corporations. But then, I lost my wife and child in a tragic accident. After that, I walked away from everything. I wanted silence, a simple life where no one knew my name." Gasps filled the room. The man they mocked was once a genius who protected nations. Daniel returned his focus to the keyboard, securing the final files and instructing the IT staff how to strengthen their system. His calm voice carried authority. His knowledge was undeniable. The same employees who laughed at him now stood frozen in shame. They realized they had ridiculed a man who held power far beyond their imagination. The CEO whispered, "You just saved us." Daniel only replied, "Respect should never depend on a uniform. You never know who someone truly is." By the next morning, the story spread across the company. "The cleaner saved everything," people whispered. No one laughed now. No one dared. The CEO gathered all employees in the grand lobby. "From this day forward," he declared, "Daniel will no longer be just a janitor. He will lead our cybersecurity division." Shock rippled through the crowd. A janitor becoming a leader? It seemed impossible. Yet the truth was undeniable. But Daniel shook his head gently. "Titles mean nothing to me. What matters is doing what is right." Those words struck deeper than any lecture. The employees lowered their eyes, ashamed of their arrogance. They realized they had judged him by his uniform, not his character. For the first time, they understood a lesson that would remain with them forever. Greatness often hides in places we least expect. That day, Daniel walked out not as the cleaner they mocked, but as the man who humbled an entire company with his strength, wisdom, and humility. In the weeks that followed, Daniel became a legend within the building. Employees who once ignored him now greeted him with respect. No one whispered behind his back. Sometimes he still carried his mop, not because he had to, but because he wanted to. Honest work is never shameful, he explained. Whether you sweep a floor or protect a network, what matters is the heart behind it. The story traveled beyond the company walls. News outlets reported it. Social media celebrated it. Millions were inspired by the tale of a man who reminded the world that true worth is not measured by status, but by character. One reporter asked him why he finally revealed his past. Daniel simply replied, "Because sometimes the world needs to be reminded that greatness can be found anywhere, even in the people you least notice." And so, the man once mocked as just a cleaner became a symbol of hidden greatness. His life carried a powerful message. Respect is not earned by the suit you wear, but by the soul you live with.